Hi, in this video we're going to cover Amazon PPC and Amazon advertising. And this is great for new or existing products, whether you're a new seller or existing seller as well. You can launch products this way, you can scale products, you can increase the rank of products. You almost have to do Amazon PPC for your products. There's almost no way around it. If you completely turn it off, it may affect your rankings, and at the same time, even spending the money may not increase your rankings. But given the competitive landscape of Amazon, you want to set up Amazon PPC and ads and then keep optimizing those over time to be as profitable as possible. So what are some of the different types of ads available? We have sponsored products, which is available to any seller basically. And then we also have sponsored brands and sponsored display, which you need brand registry for. And that is, you submit your trademark to Amazon, and then you've got these great ad types, and also you can do enhanced brand content, A+ content, which we have videos on. So we're going to cover sponsored brands and display in another video, and we're just going to drill into the high level view of Amazon PPC in this video. So when you're setting up your very first campaign, it should be an auto campaign. And what this is taking the budget that you set for Amazon, and you can start small, $5 a day, $10 a day. It doesn't have to be a lot. And I recommend actually starting with a small budget and small bid at the beginning. So 50 cent or $1 bid, $5 or $10 a day budget. And then that way you're just starting basic and letting the system collect data for you. So basically, an auto campaign, Amazon will choose which keywords to show your product for. You don't have to input anything else other than which products you want to set up the campaign for and how much you're willing to spend. And then Amazon goes off and does this. And for some people, it does it really well and it's actually profitable. And for some people, it's not very good at all, the auto campaign. But what it does do is, by leaving it running for a couple of weeks, you can take that data and then use the keywords that are doing well from the report and then set up a separate campaign, a manual campaign, where you use just those good performing keywords. So that's what we're coming on to next. The next campaign is a manual campaign. Let's say I'm selling a baseball bat, and so I've set up my auto campaign for Amazon, but I'm selling an aluminium baseball bat, so I'm for kids. So then I may want to target specifically 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 keywords that I choose and see how those perform as well. So even though the auto is running, you can have a completely different one for manual. If I'm specifically want to rank for aluminium baseball bat for kids, I might put just the campaign set up just for that keyword. So with the manual, you can stuff lots of keywords in there, or you can put small groups. So what I do is I tend to put the 2 or 3 main keywords that I want to rank for into a manual campaign in and on their own. And then I also have another manual campaign with hundreds and hundreds and thousands of keywords, long tail keywords, all kind of related keywords, and run that also. And the reason for that is the manual campaign for the top keywords that I want to rank for, I know I'm focusing in the budget on those 3 keywords, and then the thousands of other keywords I keep at a low bid, and then if I get traffic from those, great, and if I don't, it's not such a big deal. It's just extra conversions. So what is a bid? A bid is basically how much you're going to pay, or how much you're bidding to pay when someone clicks on your advert. And you won't necessarily end up paying that amount. Let's say you set it at $1. It's just the maximum you're willing to pay. If the next person below you is willing to pay 90 cents, then when they click, you'll pay 91 cents. Amazon will add a cent to it. It won't go to the $1 mark. But given that Amazon has become so competitive, and in some niches, bids are very, very expensive. So if you're not paying $10 a click, you're not going to get any clicks in some niches. It's become that crazy. So really what you want to put here is, let's assume that 1 in 10 people click on your ad, and then from 10 of those people that click, maybe 1 or 2 will buy. So if you're paying $1 a click, and from 10 people 1 person buys, you're actually spending $10, 10 clicks to get 1 purchase out of it. So really at the beginning, you want to keep how much you're bidding and your budgets low, because if you start high, you don't know really what the most optimal, most profitable space is. If you start low, if it's not getting any impressions, if it's not getting any clicks, you can then slowly increase until you reach that threshold where I'm getting some sales, I'm making some money back, but I'm not spending too much. But you may find that even if you increase your bids, you're still not profitably able to convert your ads, and that's why you should have many different campaigns for many different keywords, and also get the enhanced brand content and the A+ content. Why? Because having so many different campaigns and keywords running, if they're at low bids, it doesn't matter if some get impressions and some get seen and some don't, because at the low bid, if someone clicks through and buys, you're going to make some profit off that. But if you start with high bids and you have many campaigns, then you're going to burn through cash extremely quickly. So the next is budget, and what I recommend is just starting at $10 a day for a campaign is a good budget to have, and just start it there, and then use the data to fine tune that over time. If you find that you're making profit off that, or breaking even, or it's helping your rank, there's no reason you can't increase the budget. There's no point going in high and big to start with, especially since the first 1 month or so when your product's just launched, Amazon doesn't really recognize it in the system. You need some time to know that you even exist, so you'll just be blowing that money. Then once you start to get sales, have some reviews, I do recommend increasing the budget. It will help you to rank faster. So what are the different types of keyword searches that you can display your ads for? So let's say I'm selling the aluminium baseball bat for kids, and I put in aluminium baseball bat for kids, and baseball bat as my 3 keywords. Then the next thing that you can do with these is to go broad. And what broad means is, if I type in baseball bat, it's going to show up for baseball bat. If I type in baseball bat for young kids, it's going to show up. If I type in baseball bat for juniors, it will show up. Anything that's related to the keywords that you've put in, as well as the keywords themselves, it's going to show up for. With phrase, if my main keyword that I put in the ad is aluminium baseball bat for kids, only searches that includes that phrase with words before or after are going to show up. So great aluminium baseball bat for kids will show up. Great aluminium baseball bat for juniors, and the phrase won't show up in the phrase search, but it probably would in a broad search. So phrase means the exact phrase has to be somewhere in what people are searching for it to show up. And then exact means only searches for the exact keyword you've typed in. Say baseball bat, it will then show up. If they search baseball bat for kids, as if it's not one of your keywords, it won't show up if you select exact match. So at the beginning, I recommend you just go broad, and then you can fine tune what you need to put as phrase and exact, and also negative keywords. And what are negative keywords? Well, if I'm selling, let's say, vitamin C or probiotics, and it's for humans, there's a lot of people who buy probiotics and vitamin C for their dogs. So if my keyword in my ads is probiotics or vitamin C, it's also going to show up when someone search probiotics for dogs, and I don't want that because it's not for dogs. So I can put in probiotics for dogs as something not to show up for my ads, and that's what a negative keyword is. So if I'm selling baseball bat, aluminium baseball bat, and someone searches wooden baseball bat, I don't want my product to show up for their search, because someone looking for a wooden baseball bat is unlikely that they're going to want my aluminium baseball bat. They may or they may not, and you only know this by looking at the keyword reports and seeing, but you may find that everyone that looks for wooden baseball bats clicks and then doesn't buy, so you're just wasting money. So you can put that as a negative keyword, something that Amazon doesn't show your product for. The next main thing to think about is the ACoS, so average cost of sales. And really what this means is, if I'm spending $10 on ads to get $20 in sales, what's my return looking like here? And in that case, it would be 50%. So $10 in ads over $20 of revenue, basic or sales, is basically 1/2 or 50%. So the lower this number, the lower your ACoS, the higher basically your return can be, because you're spending, let's say my ACoS is 10%. That means I've spent $1 on ads to get $10 in sales. Sounds good, but if I'm only making $2 a unit when I sell the product, I'm actually getting $2 back for $1 spent. So this number is based on the sales revenue, the top number, and then there's FBA fees, there's other costs that come out, remember that. But we want to get A costs as low as possible, because then that means that we're getting closer and closer to being profitable, and then actually more and more profit. So high A cost is bad, low A cost is good. And how do we get a low A cost? Again, you have to fine tune your Amazon PPC week in, well, not every week, but every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, you want to optimize it. And you want to start with low bids, low budget, and increase over time. And really, you want to be aiming for somewhere where you're spending $1 in ads to get $5 to $10 in sales back. Cost per click. So this is really related to your bid. You may be bidding $1 a click and end up paying 90 cents a click, depending on the competition as well. So this is how much it costs for someone to actually click on your ad and go through to your product. And only a percentage of those will buy. For some people it's very high, for some people it's very low, the conversion rate. It all depends on the keyword and the ad. Return on ad spend. So this is very similar to ACOS, just it's basically reversed so how much you spend to get a certain amount of sales, but it's upside down. So if you're spending $20 in ads to get $10 in sales, your ACOS is 200%. And your return on ad spend is 50%, basically half. So you're spending 20 to get 10 back. Impressions. So what impressions is how many people actually see your ad, whether they click on it or not. So if you start with a low bid and a low budget, and you have very low impressions, let's say just 500 over the last week, then you want to increase your budget or your bids in order to get seen more. Impressions is how many people see it. And the higher your bids, the more likely you are to get more impressions. But then again, if your bid's too high, if people see it and click it, you're going to lose money every time they click through. So it's really a balance of how many people see your ads versus how much you spend. The key really with all the ad stuff is, and you'll find out, is the optimization. There's no strategy that works for everyone. Every seller, every product is different. Even two sellers with the same product, with the same campaigns, are going to get different results. So it's really, you have to look at what's working for you. Which ads are just wasting money and which ads are delivering cash. And the more you break down your campaigns and the more you split up campaigns into more and more exact campaigns, as in one campaign for your top 5 keywords for exact, one campaign for your top 5 keywords for broad, one campaign for your top 5 keywords for phrase, etc. Adding negative keywords. The more you fine tune it, then the more data you have, the more accurate data you have to then be able to optimize further. At the beginning, you just want to start with an auto campaign, keep it simple, let that run, and then use what you're seeing there and build up over time. And no one's going to become an ad expert overnight. And even hiring an ad expert doesn't make sense at the beginning until you understand it better. What you want to do is just every month sit down and say, okay, so how can I make this better? And then do a little bit of research, watch some videos, and look at your reports, and then fine tune. And doing that process will show you what's working and what's not for your products. Are you looking to grow your Amazon business? Zillionaire is the best Amazon metrics software. It has dozens of great features, including real-time profit and loss, inventory management, Amazon PPC ad optimization, custom dashboards, and much, much more. Head on over to zillionaire.com and sign up today. The link is in the description below.